Hey guys, Person here, back in an episode of the New York Giants franchise, and here, Giants season has come to a close, so let's look at the final stats for the season. Eli Manning got injured at the end of the season, so we had Ryan Nassib replace him. He did alright, 22 touchdowns, 212 interceptions. Could have been a little bit better for the touchdown category, but his interceptions were relatively low. Running game, Giants did not really have one. Rashad Jennings did very, very bad, but his touchdowns were pretty good, 10 touchdowns, but his 3.8 carries per yards per carry was dreadful. Receiving, Odell Beckham Jr. looking solid. He was like the second or third slot receiver for a good amount of time, but then he just went off towards the end of the season, getting 80 receptions for over 1,000 yards. Blocking, not the best for the Giants. They attempted to somehow rebuild that offensive line last year, but it just wasn't really the best, especially Justin Pugh, who allowed 8 sacks. Defense, pretty good for the Giants. John Beeson almost had 100 tackles as Stevie Brown, so some good stats right there. Sacks category, Robert Ayers Jr., pretty good, 9 sacks in the season. Didn't really expect him to do too much, but he did fairly well. Interceptions, 5 from Prince Mukamara. Kicking game, Deion Chisholm was awful. 15 made out of 20, so don't expect him back. Steve Rutherford, 49.7 average yards per punt is pretty good. Now let's look at these standings. Eagles were 9-7, Cowboys 7-9, Giants 7-9, and the Redskins were 6-10 on this season. Not the best division, but we are looking to rebuild. So let's get right into free agency. Antonio Smith, he did absolutely nothing for us. We're going to be giving him a cheap deal, which he is not interested in. Robert Ayers Jr., we really want him back. So we're going to give exactly what he wants, and let's see if he actually signs back. Actually, we're going to give a little bit more than he wants, yet he's still not interested. Don't know why he does that. Cullen Jenkins, he's going to accept that easily. Now we got Dwight Larry, our backup to Stevie Brown, pretty good. Eli Manning, a free agent for once. We are going to have him to compete with Ryan Nassib for the starting job next year. We'll see how that's going to go. Ruben Randall, who wants a pretty long deal, 5 years. So we're going to give him 4 years. 4 years, I believe, and he's going to accept that. Jamal McClain, I would think we give him what he wants, yet he doesn't accept it. Tremaine McBride accepts that. Zach Bowman, easy deal right there. Manningham, a year for $1 million, and yet he's still not interested. I don't get that. J.D. Walton, he's going to accept that. So then we got Hosley, another cornerback. We're going to give him exactly what he wants, and yet he is not satisfied. Josh McCown, who's our third string running back after Eli got injured, or second string, and he's not interested in that. Preston Parker, he's going to accept that. Adrian Robinson, nope. Kuhn, nope. So not a lot of people are signing back with the Giants, but that's all right because they weren't really the best players. So let's look at this year's free agency. We got Alshon Jeffrey leading it off right here, and then we're gonna go here from there. We got Julio Jones, Harrion Smith, Membane, John Kuhn, Justin Blackman, Reggie Nelson, Matt Forte, Evan Mathis, Sean Smith, Deshaun Jackson, Julian Edelman, Alex Boone. A lot of people, Blair Walsh, we might actually have to get him. Kendall Wright, Anquan Baldwin. So a lot of good free agents out of this class right here. So let's see if the Giants can maybe get some people. They have $33 million in cap room. So it's a good sign for the Giants. Maybe they can get some really nice players to replace the ones that they left. So we are going to go from there. And here is who we're going to sign. First of all, we signed Brandon Membane. Defensive tackle, $10 million for 2 years. He's going to look to help our path rush. Then we got a left guard, Evan Mathis, so 1 year deal. Blair Walsh, 4 years for $10 million. A new kicker. Michael Brockers, another defensive tackle, $16 million for 4 years. Curtis Lofton, a middle linebacker, $11 million for 3 years. Tim Lilito, a center. And then we got Julian Glears, a left end, to replace Robert Ayers Jr. And then we got Benjamin Watson at tight end. So that's pretty much who we signed in the free agents. A lot of them are good replacements for us and maybe help in the future. So let's look at where everyone else is going. Looks like a lot of people flip-flop around, especially Julian Edelman going to the Jets. As you remember, Wes Welker was also on the Jets when we faced them this year. So that's going to be a little bit interesting having two former Patriots. Hakeem Nicks going to the Texans. So a lot of flip-flops with these players. Ray Rice going to the Chargers, Stevie Johnson going to the Panthers, so it's a little bit different. Roddy White going to the Colts. So we're going to go from there to the draft. Let's see who we drafted. We got David Gonzalez, first round pick. Our strong safety. And then we got a right outside linebacker, our second round, a running back, our third round, Tress Preston, a wide receiver in our fifth round. Then we got defensive tackle our sixth round, and a left end in our seventh round. We did switch around the picks a bit. So next year we have Cincinnati's first round pick, and then 2017 next year, second round, we got a couple more picks there. So we did trade away a couple of our picks, so we are stacked in the third round and fourth round of 2017, and that's pretty much the offseason right there. So if you guys like the video, subscribe, like, comment, all that kind of stuff. If you want to videos from the New York Giants franchise, in the video comment below. Giants improved a lot in this offseason from the free agency to the draft, and the Giants are looking to make a statement because last year wasn't the best 7-9 record. We are looking to push for the playoffs this year. So, minus person, I'll see you guys later. So, see ya.